Hi. So the choice that I chose is gender roles, feminism, and emotional conditioning. First, I want to give a little background as to why I chose the topic that I chose. I chose gender roles and cultural significance because as an African American woman, I feel and I acknowledge and experience a lot of gender roles. And I feel like those gender roles are only tied to certain cultures. For example, the Hispanic women are raised to be wives and to take care of their husbands from young, just like a lot of other races are. But there's a lot of races that aren't raised that way. I want to touch on specifically how society teaches boys and girls to behave differently from childhood and how that shapes power dynamics later on in life. How this connects deeply to the ideas that was presented by Adichie, who explains how deeply rooted gender expectations influence identity, relationships, and opportunity. Contrary to most belief, gender roles are not just personal beliefs. They are structured systems that appear in schools, workplace, and even in families. And they are how people express their emotions. The first reading that is attached that goes along with what I am talking about is We Should All Be Feminists, and the link will be attached below. This reading is essential because it explains feminism in clear and relatable ways while remaining grounded in real life experiences. Adichie does not simply define feminism, she demonstrates how it appears in everyday situations. She uses examples such as women are expected to prioritize marriage over ambition, to show inequality is normalized. For example, if a woman says that she doesn't want to have children because she wants to live her life and have her career and just enjoy life, a lot of people are going to look down at her because, well, she's supposed to reproduce. She's supposed to want to be a mother. She's supposed to want to be a wife. How does Adichie define feminism, and how does her definition challenge common stereotypes? She defined feminism as the belief in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. This challenges the stereotypes by showing that feminism is not about opposing men, but about achieving fairness and equality. If I want to be a construction worker, then I can be a construction worker. Me being a woman shouldn't prohibit me from being a construction worker. Just for an example. The next reading that goes along with my project is The Gendered Society by Michael Kimmel. And if you read that, you'll see how this reading takes a more academic approach by explaining how gender is societally structured. Kimmel argues that gender is not solely based on biology, but is shaped by societal expectations, norms, and institutions. Lastly, there's three videos that are attached, but the last one is the one that I want to speak on and draw attention to because watched out of context can look a mess. The last one is a Cat Williams comedy where he speaks on men and women expectations in the great of America. And in this clip, Cat Williams uses humor to enlighten and highlight the expectations placed on men and women in relationships. While the delivery is comedic, the message reflects the real social norms that shape how individuals are expected to behave on a regular gender basis. Cat Williams exaggerates these expectations, but the exaggeration reveals how deeply embedded they are into everyday life, particularly within the Black community. It connects directly to Adichie's argument about society teaching men and women different roles from an early age. One of the sample questions that I have would be, how does Cat Williams use humor to reinforce or challenge the gender expectations discussed in Adichie's work? And for me, he uses exaggerated humor to highlight how men and women are expected to behave in relationships. His joke reflects real social expectations, showing how men are often expected to be dominant while women are expected to be more accommodating. This aligns with Adichie's argument that gender roles are socially constructed and reinforced over time. By presenting these ideas through comedy, he makes those expectations more visible and encourages the audience to question them, to have regular questions and conversations in your everyday life. Because without somebody pointing it out, we really don't know how bad it is or how it affects someone else. I really enjoyed this class. Sucks that this is the last one of the last assignment of the semester. Hopefully, I was able to bring everything together and everybody understands where I was coming from. Thank you all.